In a desperate reach for positive coverage, Kamala Harris sat down with Oprah and her still digital audience, but immediately began carambling off her signature nonsense.
We love our country. I love our country. We love our country. We can and must come together. Let's come together, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Dreams, we believe in, and we believe in fighting for that.
And if you're confused as to what's actually in that word salad, so was Oprah, as nobody knows what she was saying, as there's absolutely zero substance to her responses to even simple questions.
We really would love to know what your plan is to help lower the cost of living.
Yeah, first of all, thank you both for being here and rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams and ambitions for your family and working hard and finding that the American dream is, for this generation and so many recently, far more elusive than it's been.
And sadly, this wasn't the first time she said the American dream is dead.
The American dream is elusive. It's just actually not attainable.
So when the current vice president of the party that's been in power for 12 of the last 16 years, that spent the last 3 bragging about Bidenomics, openly admits they made the American dream impossible, if there's still people openly supporting her, I'm genuinely scared for our economy. That's why it's great we have the sponsor for today's video, PDS Debt. In this economy, it's really easy to find yourself in debt, especially when it sneakily gets out of hand when you combine car loans, student loans, medical bills, and most painfully, self-inflicted credit card debt. If you're struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills, you need to check out PDS Debt. PDS provides a service to match you with debt solutions tailored to your financial situation. They strive to understand your specific scenario and can help provide alternative solutions to becoming debt-free, which I personally wish was available, as I remember being shocked to see my balances skyrocket after being late on just one payment on a credit card and car loan. So stop waiting and start saving, and get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/decoyvoice. It only takes 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt.com/decoyvoice. But Oprah wasn't always just establishment propaganda, as before most of us were born, she had Donald Trump on before he was orange.
And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it. But I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country.
And 3 decades later, Oprah's audience has seemingly gotten smaller, even when hosting a current candidate for president. Meanwhile, Trump sees thousands even when visiting deep blue New York, which makes Kamala's campaign crowds look pathetic by comparison, especially when you add in attendees that were bussed in from out of state. But that's not the worst part, as Oprah's live stream with Harris only brought in 9,000 concurrent viewers, which, to put in perspective, is barely more than the live viewers that I see on a live stream. When a billionaire talk show host and current candidate for president can barely get more interest than me, a Kirkland brand Tim Pool on YouTube, I'm starting to doubt the presidential race is as tight as they say it is. Now 538 still shows Kamala ahead in the polls. I just have a hard time believing people are that passionate for a cackling president.
Freedom to make decisions about your own body, freedom to be safe from gun violence, freedom to have access to the ballot box, freedom to be who you are and just be, to love who you love openly and with pride, freedom to just be.
Which looks oddly similar to how the National Association of Black Journalists also reacted to Carambola, as their reactions are actually priceless, as they've never been more relatable, as this is the face of someone thinking, how is this real life? Or, do I really need this job? Because not everybody has agreed to be a part of the propaganda machine, but everybody has worked a job that has asked them to do something unreasonably stupid. And they thought, can I afford to put my pride over my paycheck? Or in their situation, is this paycheck going to be worth cashing out my credibility? Because at some point their job stopped being journalism and just became propaganda. As this is the National Association for Black Journalists questioning Trump.
You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist.
Compared to their question for Kamala.
Why is joy important to you to insert into this election?
This is beyond North Korean propaganda, beyond Babylon Bee parody. This is asking one candidate, why are you such a raging racist? Then asking the other candidate, why are you so joyful? And although I do understand why you'd want to hand your home team an easy win, I just don't know why you'd do it for a so-called teammate that doesn't even respect you. As Kamala came there to repeat old tired talking points.
I grew up a middle-class kid.
And once again, dangle reparations in front of them.
And study the issue of reparations. She introduced H.R. 40 every session of Congress, taking up the mantle from Congressman John Conyers. This is a bill that you have co-sponsored as a U.S. Senator. Would you, as president, take executive action to create this commission?
Frankly, I think that we, and part of that is studying it to figure out exactly what we need to do.
As she does this a lot.
Should black people get reparations?
I think there has to be some form of reparations, and we can discuss what that is.
But in the area of reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved, if you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
When I am elected president, I will sign that bill.
But the pandering can only take her so far.
Hand up if you think the economy is better under Trump. And hands up if you think the economy is better under Biden and Harris. Okay, 7-1.
As the Democrats dangling something they refuse to actually deliver on is like their signature move now, whether it's reparations, the right to choose, and basically everything they've campaigned on more than once. They've had the presidency for 12 of the last 16 years. They have the Senate, they had the House, and in all that time, they never managed to accomplish any of those campaign promises. They're banking on you being just naive enough to think Kamala didn't save America her first term, but maybe she'll do it this time around. And Trump didn't destroy America his first term, but obviously he'll do it this time around. But luckily, Americans are finally figuring this out, as CBS talks to Trump supporters across the country.
And who gets the respect, and who can deal with foreign leaders. I think Trump's the guy.
I tell you, I've never owned a gun in my life, and I own 4 of them now.
But somehow can't find Kamala supporters.
What was really incredible is in every single restaurant of the people willing to talk to us, we could only find one Harris supporter in every restaurant, and we left no stone unturned. I approached every single person.
As the Democrats are starting to lose labor unions that have supported Democrats for decades, where even CNN is starting to get scared.
But let's say the polls are off like they were back in 2020. Look where he goes. He goes to 312. Why is that? Because the polls underestimated Donald Trump in 2020.
As they previously bragged about the Democrats being the party for low testosterone men, now notice how this is backfiring.
Man, and Donald Trump, he plays golf with Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah. He goes on Theo Vaughn. He talks about Zins. And, Democrats, I'm sorry, they haven't had a cool guy candidate in a while. And with all due respect to Tim Walz, Tim Walz appeals to a lot of men. He also appeals to that guy Bruce.
Yeah.
Jeff's package. He's wearing a futurist female shirt.
Yeah.
As even when Tim tries to be masculine, he still misses the mark.
You can always tell something about somebody's maintenance when how clean their air filter is. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have a manual too. It's called Project 2025, and it's a way to stick it to the middle class while giving tax cuts to the wealthiest.
Now, I don't know classic cars, but donut operators said an international Scout in that condition is worth well over $100,000. Not to mention the fact that he's allegedly cleaning his engine with absolutely zero grease on his hands while wearing what I believe is a $1,000 Hamilton watch. As every time they try to fake relatability, the subtext will always snitch them out. Because no matter how many times they say they're middle class, they're constantly displaying that they have no idea how the middle class actually lives. And the pandering is actually starting to get insulting. As if Hood Harris wasn't bad enough.
You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Senorita Kamala is.
I love you back.
And all I want for my birthday is for Kamala to speak at an Asian American event just to hear what she thinks we sound like. And I actually did the voice right now, but for some reason it seemed racist coming out of my mouth. And honestly, I don't know why, as I was born in Korea, but even with me, it just didn't seem right. So if I can't do the Asian accent, Kamala definitely needs to ditch the whole Hood Harris and Senorita Kamala characters. And if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on what exactly happened with the Secret Service on Trump's golf course and why they're trying to hide it from you.